When you think of tacos, you probably think about filling them with beef, chicken, maybe fish, but have you ever thought about chickpeas? Well, this week's Brittany's Bites recipe may convince you to give it a try. It is National Soft Taco Day. Obviously, that brings to mind endless possibilities, so I thought I'd show you something that you probably haven't tried before. We're gonna make chickpea soft tacos. And even if you're a meat eater, I think you might just like them. And hey, switch it up a little bit. You're probably used to all of the beef and chicken tacos you can handle, even though I know those are good. So let's give this a shot. We've got a pan heating up right there. We're just gonna add a little bit of olive oil. Couple of slugs there. And then we have our chickpeas. Now, it's just a can of chickpeas. And by the way, how cheap is that? Way cheaper than meat if you want to do a budget meal. And you want to drain them and rinse them and then lay them out flat on a towel or even a paper towel and let them dry. You really want to try to get them as dry as possible. And this oil is heating up now. And we're gonna put them in there and we're gonna cook them up and toast them a little bit and then add some spices. And then we're gonna do the toppings. And that, again, brings up endless possibilities. You can top it however you'd like. So let's see. I'm gonna give a couple a try here. Oh yeah, I can hear them sizzling. So we're gonna put, this is just a can, 15 ounces I think it is, of chickpeas. Any kind of brand you want, you can hear them sizzling. So we're just gonna cook these up for just a few minutes until they start to get a little toasty, and then I'll talk about the spices I'm gonna add. Okay, so our chickpeas are getting a little toasty and golden brown. Probably need to go a little bit longer, but I'm gonna talk about the spices now. So you can basically use any sort of spice blend you want. I'm gonna go with today chili powder, cumin, garlic powder, and some oregano. And I'm probably gonna do a little bit more of the chili powder than the other two, chili powder and cumin. So I'm gonna do a teaspoon of each of these. This is a little half teaspoon, so 2 scoops. So I'm gonna do 1 teaspoon of chili powder. Then I'm gonna do a teaspoon of cumin, and then we're just gonna do half a teaspoon of oregano and garlic powder. And I think I'm also going, you don't have to do this, but I'm gonna add a little dash of soy sauce, low sodium soy sauce, because it adds a little bit of an umami flavor and gives, you know, a little salty too. Oh yeah. Smells great in here. Obviously we want to stir this up and we're gonna cook it down a little bit more until all of these chickpeas are coated and they already smell fantastic. And that's about all it takes. And then we're just gonna build the tacos. So how easy was that? Just a couple of spices, mix it all together, and this is basically the base for your taco. So let's talk about some of the other things. I turned off the heat, by the way. Here we go. We have some white corn tortillas. I have them in a nice little tray here, but just for the sake of building this where you can see it, I'm gonna have one on a plate. I just warmed it up a little bit. So we're gonna start with, this doesn't scoop very well now, does it? Just a little bit of the chickpeas. So what are we gonna do on top of that? How about some cotija cheese? This is the crumbly Mexican cheese that you can find in the international section, and it looks so pretty and tastes so great on top of it. And some guac would be great on this if you want. I love a little lime, so I'm gonna squeeze some lime juice on that. I'm gonna do a little hot sauce, because I love hot sauce. You could do some tomatoes, some salsa, but I wanna keep it a little simple, but my favorite part of this is gonna be some pickled red onions. You could just do regular red onions, but I actually made some pickled red onions. It's much easier than you think. I'm obsessed with these. I love getting these at the restaurant, so I had to learn how to make them at home. Really, you just need water, vinegar, sugar, salt, and then if you wanna put in some extra things like I did, red chili flakes and pepper, you can do that as well. So this is how easy it is. You basically just boil all those ingredients and then pour it over your sliced red onions, and you get cute little homemade pickled red onions. So I'm gonna put a few of those on. And then just a little bit of greens. You could do some fresh cilantro, whatever. Okay, how great does that look? I promise you might just like them if you give them a try. You might not even miss the meat. Just give it a shot. Here we go. Cheers, everyone. Well, if you have a picture of one of my recipes you'd like to share, I love getting those, or maybe an idea for a future segment. Love those guest recipes too. You can just text us at 614-460-3345 or find me on social media.